Hi, welcome to the tutorial how to play Tamacun by Rodrigo and Gabriella. I will only focus on the Rodrigo's part, simply because I'm not able to play Gabriella's part, and if you want to learn that, there are some good videos on YouTube where she is exactly explaining what she's doing and how she's doing. And in that same video you can see Rodrigo showing what he's playing. Yeah, but he's not explaining the techniques he's using. Maybe he knows why. So I thought it might be a good idea to give those people who are interested in their music and like to cover songs of them and who want to play Rodrigo's part, just to show them what kind of techniques Rodrigo is using, and so with a little practice they will be able to cover these parts. Fine. Let's start with some simple things. Yeah, we'll start first with the pick. Answer the question to yourself: how many picks do you use for playing your music? Yeah, you have only one, or you have a couple of picks. The choice of the right pick is important. First of all, it should be, for playing this kind of music, it should be a stiff one. Not a soft one, yeah, that you can easily press on or something. It should be really stiff. The next thing is, while you're playing, your fingers are sweating, so the pick is sometimes moving. Yeah? Try to find a pick with a surface that is coated, so that you're not sliding with the fingers on the pick, or that has a shaped surface, something like ripples or something like that, so where your fingers can find, where your fingers have a grip on the pick. Second thing, how to hold the pick. Normally you use it between the first and the second finger and you're playing it straight to the strings, yeah? Okay, by trying to play fast, you certainly find that it is difficult to do that. So what you have to do is you have to angle the pick. So how do you do that? The position is clear between the first and the second finger. Now you clip in the first finger, yeah, moving the hand to the strings, and try to angle the wrist a little bit, not much, a little bit, and try to play it with the edge of the pick. Yeah, so you're not straight with the edge of the pick to the strings, you're in an angle, yeah, and then you can play fast. Third thing, if you take a close look on the videos from Rodrigo and Gabriella, you sometimes may wonder what Rodrigo is doing, because his arm is not moving, but the wrist is moving. Yeah, here is the motor for speed, not here. Yeah, it is the wrist, not the arm. And when you know that, try to implement that in your play. So even for Gabriella, if you watch her, her wrist is doing crazy things, and her arm is most of the time relaxed and resting. Very important should be that the rest of the arm is relaxed. There is no tension on the muscles. Yeah, the tension is only in the wrist and in the hand here. Yeah, not here, and not in the arm, not even in the shoulder or in the elbow. Yeah. This is important. So this is a kind of technique that you have to practice to get used to that. Okay, let's start. We have one more technique that Rodrigo is using very often. This is muting, palm muting. Metal rules. How do you do that? In principle, very easy. With the palm of your hand, with this part, you are muting the strings, yeah, and you should rest the strings here at the edge. Find the exact position. It should be a sound like pizzicato, very sharp tone, but you should hear easily each string. So if you listen to their music, you can really hear when Rodrigo is playing muted. You hear each note that he is picking in a very sharp tone, yeah. this is how it should sound. Try to find the exact position. For playing open, it means for playing clean, you just lift the palm. So you're not moving the hand, you're just lifting the palm. And if you need muting, you just put the palm down on the strings. Yeah, this is a kind of technique that is very familiar in metal. So all the metal players know what to do and how to do that. You can do that over all 6 strings, or even over one string that you need. Yeah, you have to practice that a little bit, but it's not that hard. Yeah, as soon as you have found the exact position, and keep in mind, the tone should not be killed, it should be sound very sharp and clean. Yeah, whenever you need a clean sound, just lift up the palm. So that's muting. Okay, let's start. If you find tabs on the internet, and there are a lot of them, take a close look on how they are written, and especially see what the left hand is doing and what the right hand is doing. So in their music, it is very important to see what they are doing. Both hands. Yeah. So if you take a look at the tabs and you see that it starts with that would be maybe the normal approach to that kind of tabs. But as soon as you try to play that in the original tempo of 130, you will reach the limits. Yeah. Yeah. So that makes no sense. Take time and think about what you are doing. Let's start with the left hand. So we are playing that kind of melody. Yeah. So put the fingers in advance in the position that you need, and then you see that you have a chord shape. Yeah, this is the A minor chord. Yeah, then we have a G major chord. We have a C major. We have an E major. We have an F major here. We have an F major later on here. A D minor here, and an E major here in the 4th fret. Okay, so when you put the fingers in advance in the position that you need, yeah, it's a lot easier. Yeah. Next thing, let's see what the right hand is doing. Yeah, we are all used to the concept of alternate picking. So this is the first picking pattern that we try to play that. Yeah, so it would be you start with an upstroke or a downstroke, whatever you prefer. Okay, and trying to play that fast, you really realize very soon that you're doing a lot of movements with the right hand. Yeah? And this is not the goal. I will not say that this is the wrong way to play that, but you will really easily reach your limits. Very easily. And you're doing a lot of movements with the right hand. You can see that on a lot of videos, cover videos of that song on the internet. So, what are you doing? What is the alternative? The alternative will be the concept of economic picking. What does that mean? Well, the idea behind that is to lessen the movements of the right hand. So what are you doing? You're analyzing the movements of the right hand. And as we have an upward movement with the hand on the strings, we're moving up the strings. Let's do upstrokes. Yeah? Let's do up, up, down, down, up. And whenever you are in a chord shape, use a picking pattern. Yeah? Not always alternate. It is a certain picking pattern that you use. Yeah? So it is up, up, down, down, up. Next chord. And here in between, alternate is fine. It's great. Yeah, whenever you play a fill of the melody, whatever you want to call that, you can use alternate picking, that's fine. But keep in mind, the last stroke of the alternate picking should fit to the next one that you need for the pattern. Means if you start your pattern with an upstroke, your last stroke of the alternate picking should be a downstroke. It should be. It sometimes happens that it isn't. Then you do an upstroke again. Yeah, if you end on an upstroke, you do an upstroke again. But try to keep that in mind and try to analyze what you're doing with the right hand. So whenever you're playing that piece, try to really focus on what your right hand is doing. Yeah. This sounds maybe a little bit complicated at the beginning, and it sometimes is, but it pays off. So as soon as you have learned that pattern, and as soon as you have realized what you're doing with the right hand, there are no big obstacles in playing that kind of music. Okay? So he plays that part first muted, then open, and at the end he has a little run. And here you have two choices, two options. For the left hand, it is this one, and you can do that with the pinky like I do, or you can do that with the second and third finger. This depends on you, what you prefer, where you feel comfortable with. Second thing is, for the right hand, also two options. You can play that alternate, or trying to implement that concept of economic picking. You start with a downstroke, up, and as we have an upward movement with the left and the right hand, we do an upstroke. So it's down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, try to play that. Especially when you speeded it up in the original speed, it is a little bit easier. Yeah, but once again, alternate is fine. It's not wrong, and it depends on you what you personally prefer. Okay. So these are the first, technical obstacles that you have by playing the first the muted part and then the melody. Yeah. Okay, I only have 15 minutes to show that, so I will do the second video where I explain what to do in the melody. Yeah, and where I will show you exactly what you're doing with the right hand, and some hints how you can overcome the tricky parts in that second part. Yeah. So see you on the second video. Thank you. Bye.